Hi everyone, my name is Ali Hajir. In this short presentation, I will show you how to report new HLA alleles. As you are using next generation sequencing, you will be facing many new alleles. Once you confirm that you have a new allele, download the FASTA file of that sequence and run a nucleotide blast software to make sure that you have a unique sequence. The result of blast search is like this. You will see an accession number for a named gene, in this case HLA C0401, which is the closest match of our run sequence. This is the accession number showing 99% match, and it is showing that we have a one nucleotide mismatch which occurs at this position 490, where a C is replaced by a G. By looking at the accession number of the closest match, we can define the boundaries of our gene sequence exons. This information will be handy for submitting to GenBank. To see the scientific name of your change or mutation in the new sequence, you can go to this software, a Mutalizer, and it will generate for you the name for the change of your new sequence. You go to that software, enter the closest match, accession number, what type of sequence you have, genomic in this case. Is it a substitution, a deletion, or an insertion? In this case it's a substitution. At position 490, a C is now replaced by a G, and this is the scientific way of representing this change. The accession number of closest match, and this is genomic, position 490, a C is replaced by a G. Another example, we have a closest match accession number and the genomic position 301, a C is replaced by a G. For example, if you have an insertion at position 501, 502 in the closest match accession number, you enter it here, you say this is insertion, position start, position end, and the T is between 501, 502, and this is the scientific way of presenting this change. You have the closest match accession number, this is genomic, position 501, 502, there is an insertion of a T. What does this insertion do to your protein? The Mutalizer analyze the sequence, show you the insertion of the T in the new sequence, the position 501, 502, and at the genomic level, this is how you write it. At the coding or transcript, represented by a C here, it is between nucleotide 6 and 7, there is an insertion of a T. At the protein level, it is amino acid number 3, where you have a valine changed to cysteine, which induced a frame shift leading to a stop codon, which the star means, at position amino acid number 96. Again, the frame shift, changing valine at amino acid number 3 to cysteine, leading to a frame shift with a stop codon at amino acid 96. This software is very important and can help you understand coding changes. In summary, this is how we write these changes. The accession number of a closest match. This is genomic, nucleotide 501 to 502, there's an insertion of a T or TGTC, for example, and at the coding level, there's an insertion nucleotide 6 and 7, between 6 and 7 in the coding cDNA, there's an insertion of this sequence, and at the protein level, it's an amino acid valine at amino acid number 3, changed to cysteine, leading to a frame shift with a stop codon at this amino acid. These letters mean G for genomic, C for coding, N for non-coding, M for mitochondrial DNA, R for RNA, and P for if you have an insertion, for example, at coding 546, 547 insertion of a T, you report it this way, but you don't report it like 546 insert of a T or 547 insert of a T. And the same if you have an insertion of a GC, GT, GA between 1086, 1087, this is the correct way of reporting this sequence. Once you confirm you have a new sequence, then you need to get an accession number from GenBank. The way to do that is to go to Bankit software at this website link. Go to Bankit, sign in with a username and a password, start a new submission, fill in your information, and start the submission procedure. A submission number will be created for you automatically. Fill in the authors and their information. Choose the sequencing method, in this case ion torrent, and the software used for analysis. Choose the sequence type. Is this genomic or coding DNA? Is it linear or non-linear? Add your sequence, paste it here, and then you can click at the FASTA file to see how FASTA files are formed. Select your organism, in this case Homo sapiens. Submit the category. Is it original or third party? In this case, if you are submitting for yourself, you submit original. And then click continue on the source model. In this step, this is the most important step where you need to enter the features of your sequence. For example, DNA boundaries, exons, introns, you define them here, where you can upload a file like this one, for example, by defining the exons, exon 1, 2, 3, and 4, define this, these are the CDS, and then writing a comment. What is this product? This is HLA star 32 new. What is this product about? It is HLA 32 new allele with one codon change at position so and so at G2A. Once you upload, your GenBank will generate for you an accession number. When you receive the accession number, you need to go to naming, and this is called nomenclature submission. By clicking on the link, so click on start your submission. In this case, we are going to another website. It's the IPD IMGT, where you need to get an HLA name for a new sequence. They have a checklist. For example, has your sequence been performed in both directions, forward and reverse? Has the novel allele been sequenced in isolation? Has the primer sequence used to amplify the allele been removed from the sequence submitting? And does your sequence meet the minimum requirements for sequence length? For example, exon 2 and 3 for class 1 and exon 2 for class 2. Have you provided HLA typing for your gene sequence from that individual? Click proceed. Fill in your personal information. You proceed. Click continue. You have a number now for your. Enter your GenBank accession number generated from Bankit. Select locus. Have you published your sequence? If yes, enter the reference for the publication. What is the closest allele name? Submit the closest allele known in the GenBank database and enter it in this field. Enter your sequence information here. Paste your sequence nucleotide in this space. Enter the exon boundaries of your or intron, if you like, and this page. Define your sequence. A review file will be shown showing your sequence and the identifiers of your sequence that you have entered. Click continue. Fill in the sample information, the ethnicity, the origin of this person, sex of gender of this person, origin of the person you got this DNA from. Fill in the HLA typing for this individual, the full HLA typing. Minimum requirement ABDR. You need to select the sequencing method and the software used in this case. A final review page of the submission will be generated automatically. Once you submit, you wait for the WHO committee to produce a name for your sequence, and that will be it for how to report a new HLA allele and get a name for this allele from the WHO committee. After this, you can proceed for publishing a new allele report. A big thank you to my staff, Hanan, Abdullah, Farah, Asma, Muhammad, Aisha, Manal, Faisal, Afnan, and special thanks to Faisal for helping me in this presentation. Thank you.